How does torch.argmax work for 4 dimensions? I am a newbie in pytorch. Even though I read the documentation, it is unclear for me how does torch.argmax applied to first dimension work when we have 4-dimensional input. Also, how does keepdims equals true change the output? Here is an example of each case.
If K is a tensor of shape 2, 3, 4, 4, by definition, torch.argmax with axis equals 1 should give you an output of shape 2, 4, 4. To understand why this happens, you have to understand what happens in lower dimensions first. If I have a 2D, 2, 2, tensor A, like then torch.argmax A, axis equals 1, gives the output of shape 2, with values 1, 1. The axis argument means axis along which to operate. So setting axis equals 1 means that it will look at values from each column one by one, before deciding a max. For row 0, it looks at column values 1, 2 and decides that 2, at index 1, is the max. For row 1, it looks at column values 3, 4 and decides that 4, at index 1, is the max. So the argmax result is 1, 1. Moving up to 3D, let's have a hypothetical array of dimensions, I, j, k. If we call argmax with axis equals 1, we can break it down to the following. So what happens is, in your 3D tensor, you're once again calculating argmax along the column/axis 1. So for each unique pair of I, k, you have exactly j values along the axis 1, right? The index of the maximum value within those j values is inserted into position I, k, of the output. If you understand this, then you can understand what happens in 4D. For any 4D tensor of dimensions I, j, k, l, if you call argmax with axis equals 1, then for each combination of I, k, l, you'll have exactly j values along axis 1, and the argmax of those j values will be present at output I, k, l. The keepdims argument is merely conserving the number of dimensions of your matrix. For example, argmax at axis 1 on the 4D matrix gives a 3D result of shape I, k, l, but using keepdims, the result will be 4D as well with the shape I, 1, k, l.
Argmax gives the index corresponding to highest value across a given dimension. So the number of dimensions is not an issue. So when you apply argmax across the given dimension, pytorch by default collapses that dimension since its values are replaced by a single index. Now if you don't want to remove that dimension and instead keep it as 1, then you could use keepdims equals true.
1, 101, 101, 3 античанки для субсидий.